What screams, "I'm bad with money"? My mom and sister have lived together ever since my sister had her son. She was 22 when she got pregnant, and the father bailed before the kid was even born. My mom was already struggling financially, but she let my sister move in, and they tried to make it work. My mom took more shifts at the grocery store. My sister started doing babysitting and Instacart stuff. It was barely enough. By last year, things were falling apart. They were 3 months behind on rent. The car they both relied on was in default and days from being repossessed. My mom was rationing gas and using coupons again like it was 2008. My sister called me crying, and I told her I didn't have that kind of money. I was honest. I'm not well off either. I've got my own apartment, bills, and I'm still paying off student loans. They finally called my grandmother. She was 83, living off Social Security and the remainder of a reverse mortgage she had set up after Grandpa died. Not rich by any stretch, but she had a little saved in CDs and had always kept a rainy day envelope tucked behind the laundry detergent. She gave them $3,200. Not a gift, she made it clear it was a loan. She said, "You pay me back when you're more stable. Don't rush, just don't forget." My sister cried and thanked her. My mom said something about being ashamed they even had to ask, but they took it. That money kept the car from being repossessed and let them catch up on rent. My grandmother even dropped off groceries the next week because she had a little extra. That was February. By June, my sister got her tax refund. She had filed early and gotten the full child tax credit, close to $4,500. I figured they'd use that to pay my grandmother back and maybe put some aside for future rent. I was wrong. They bought a dog. Not just any dog, a purebred Airedale Terrier. They paid $2,200 to some breeder 3 towns over. Then they got the crate, food, leash, shampoo, harness, squeaky toys, chew bones, you name it. Easily another $400, $500 gone that same weekend. I only found out when I came by to drop off a birthday card for my nephew. I walked into the apartment and nearly tripped over the crate. The dog barked nonstop. My nephew had drawn on the walls with a marker and was chasing the dog around with a shoe. My mom was yelling. My sister was sitting on the couch in pajama pants, talking about how he's just got so much energy. I asked, very carefully, if they'd paid my grandmother back yet. My sister looked at me like I'd insulted her. My mom said, "We're planning to. We just needed something positive. Things have been really hard, and this dog is helping your sister." I left before I said something I couldn't take back. 3 months later, the car was gone, repossessed in the middle of the night. My mom tried to get a ride to work the next morning and ended up losing her job for showing up 2 hours late. My sister's babysitting gigs dried up because no one wanted to drop their kid off at a place with a big barking dog and peeling paint on the walls. Rent didn't get paid. The landlord gave them 30 days. My aunt reluctantly let them move into her basement, but her husband made it clear it was temporary, and the dog couldn't stay. My sister sobbed but handed the dog over to the SPCA. They told my nephew it went to a big farm with lots of room. He's 6. I'm sure he didn't believe them. My grandmother died 2 months later. She never saw a dime of that money back. My sister didn't go to the funeral. She said she couldn't afford the gas. My mom came, sat in the back, and didn't say much. I cleaned out my grandmother's fridge that same evening and found a note taped inside her checkbook. Loan to M&D, $3,200. Repay when stable. It was dated in her handwriting, underlined twice. I took the note home. I haven't decided whether to show it to them or just let it rot in a drawer. Either way, I don't expect the money's ever coming back.